So that's it. This is Nigeria right now. Action. Hello out there, this is Nigeria right now with Dixon Irebu, and today my guest is Honorable Fred Agbedi. Honorable Fred Agbedi is the chairman, House Committee on Special Duties. He will join me shortly. Honorable, please.
Yes, sir.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Even though it's your house, I should welcome you to the set.
Thank you.
Please sit. Thank you once again for the
Thank you
opportunity
very
to
much.
be in
Nice,
your home.
Meeting you. Welcome.
Yes,
to
sir.
my
Okay.
little abode.
On this show, of course, I would always ask, how is Nigeria treating you?
Smiles and sorrows. Yeah, I think that it's not quite easy. There's a lot of concern of difficult times, sad times from our constituents, from our people. You know, and so for those of us who are in government, there are a lot of worries when your people are deeply troubled, when hardship is staring at their faces.
Yes.
When they express deep concern about inadequacies that they are going through.
Yes.
Of course, the burden is shifted to you. So we're in quite very difficult times.
So it's a difficult time, and your people are wondering, okay, what is in it for them? The people they sent to the Green Chamber, you are in the Green Chamber. What are these challenges that we don't seem to hear from the opposition in the National Assembly engage as it affects their people? How come everybody seems to be quiet and allowing the government of the day seem to be getting away with everything?
I don't think that your assertion is correct.
Okay.
Maybe because the assembly is on recess and not much is happening, and you may feel that you're not hearing the voices of the opposition. Voices of opposition are loud and clear in the House. Maybe they are not sounding the way you expect that they should sound. You know?
Yes.
However, there are ways that things are done in the parliament. You don't just stand up and start shouting to the rooftop. You know, there are procedures, you know, by which you express. And I can tell you that for issues, for programs that the opposition feels that it's not, you know, good enough. And interestingly, I can also tell you that the reactions are not coming only from the opposition. Sometimes even members of the party.
The ruling party
in government, yes, also react to certain policies and programs of the government. And so if they do, then of course there's no reason why the opposition will not. And so, yes, when there are programs and policies that we believe that are anti the people, you know, of course, the opposition will always rise on the side of it.
You know, I asked because it's expected that the opposition should be together. Nigerians are expecting, particularly your party, the PDP, to show some kind of togetherness, which we are not seeing like that. The party is said to be having crises internally. Every now and then we hear issues. Recently, the FCT minister, who is a member of your party, who is also from the South, had some very strong words against your party. In fact, inferred that the party is losing its relevance. What's your reaction?
First, I didn't listen to his press conference, particularly because the entire period of yesterday, and I'm sure the press conference was yesterday.
Yeah.
And yesterday, I had cause to meet with over 18 communities from across my constituency to another constituency due to some issues arising from PIA, trust constitution, and all that. And so the entire day, I was involved in that, reconciliation meeting all through the day up till the night. So I didn't quite watch what's going on. But as to what Wike said or didn't say, it's no longer a news to anybody. Each time he has one thing or the other to say about his party, which goes to mean that maybe he has lost interest in the party, or that he seemed not to want to align with what the party is doing. Of course, a number of times I listened to him, and he appears to posit as an advocate, advocate for doing the right thing or doing the wrong thing or what it is, And in one of these platforms, a week or two ago, I did say that it is easy to accuse, it is easy to challenge, And who are we challenging, and how are we coming to challenge? I like to posit that wherever the party is today came through leaders that we had, and Wike was one of the leaders, one of the most prominent leaders. He's just an immediate past governor.
In fact, the immediate also past presidential aspirant.
Of course, So what are we talking about? So if the party has issues, if the party has not done certain things right, if the party got to what it is today, who are the people to blame? Who are the people to be held responsible? It's those who were the governors as at the time this imbroglio started that are the people first you hold responsible. And so I can always say that there is no way that he can begin to act earlier than the Pope.
So he cannot be accusing some people without involving himself.
Of course, that's what I'm saying. In one of the platforms, they say, he has been exonerated. I say, how? How was he exonerated?
Yeah, exonerated. That's what his media aide said after your party zoned the ticket.
You are talking about media aide. The media aide is somebody you pay to come and, represent you in raising your issues.
So hasn't he been exonerated?
But we are talking about your individual participation. Where the issues are coming from, where they are as at today, and how we got to where we are. And once you want to tell that story, there is no way the leaders who were the governors, who are always taken as the leaders of the party at that time, will be exonerated because they gave leadership. Somehow along the line, either that their leadership failed or their leadership acted in manners and ways that has caused the kind of challenges that
why that argument of him being exonerated is simply because before the primaries in 2022, southern Nigerian governors met in Asaba and resolved that power should shift back to southern Nigeria. Yes. And then he stood with that and came back to his party and insisted that that should be done.
There was a committee to zone, and those who were chairman of the committee to zone presidency were Wike's allies, colleagues, and friends. At that time, they were sitting governors. They were the power brokers.
So they
couldn't do the right thing to do.
And they couldn't do that.
And they didn't do it. Not about couldn't. They didn't do it. That's the point I'm making. And that is why people who were our leaders at that time, including Wike, cannot exonerate himself. That they brought us to where we are. If anything happened to him thereafter, it was because they couldn't do the right thing. At that time, there was nothing on earth that would not have made PDP not zone presidency to the south. And they were the leaders. They were our leaders. Whatever decision they took, we followed. Whatever they said, we complied.
Okay. Well, the party has done the needful now, isn't it? Is it Uhuru yet?
Well, for now, as to zoning, yes, we've done it right. We've gotten it right. And the fact remains that, yes, from this point, we are thinking that there's a 4 years of the South that we can contend with. And so once we key an appropriate candidate who is suitable for that 4 years, I'm sure that we'll give APC a good fight.
Appropriate candidate. What about the issue of micro-zoning? Is it not proper for a Southeasterner to get a ticket? What do you think?
There's nothing wrong about that. The fact remains that because we are not a ruling party, you must also take into consideration the facts of a good candidate.
Irrespective of where he or she comes from.
Irrespective, will be first looking at who can win the election, who we can put against the incumbent president that can be able to overcome him. That will be the first priority.
Do you have
And
any
I know
ideas in that
and
direction?
I know that from some of these zones,
Yeah.
we have eyes on certain people.
Do you want to mention names?
On
Because
certain
names
people.
have been mentioned.
Look,
The party is looking at former President Goodluck Jonathan, and Peter Obi is said to be wooed back to the party. How is that coming?
I am not going to name names for now. But what I keep saying is that the entire opposition, not just PDP, should wear the thinking cap and then see the best material, the winnable material that the opposition can use to propel Nigerians to come out en masse to vote for the opposition for a change of.
But your party is not in any form of coalition or alliance yet with other opposition.
Yes, I think that whether there will be a coalition yet or not is not now.
Are you proposing that?
It's not now. Before I answer that question, let me tell you, every party has to really find its feet before you talk about coalition.
You have to put your house in order.
You cannot be entering the coalition without anything.
Yeah.
You must have a basis to be part of a coalition. What are you bringing on the table? What are we in the coalition going to gain from you?
Can PDP do it?
Oh, of course, that's the party of Nigeria. That's the party of Nigeria. You know that. That's the party of Nigeria. I can tell you that even those who are in APC, in their heart of hearts, they are members of PDP. So you just need the right touch, and you see most of them, rolling back 360 degrees.
Do you think GEJ should contest in the 2027
If he wishes?
No, he's your kingsman.
He's my kingsman.
Yes.
First,
will you advise him?
First, I haven't discussed that with him.
You haven't?
And so I shouldn't be on a program to
Honorable,
say,
you haven't discussed with him?
Oh, yes, I haven't discussed that with him.
And the story is everywhere. The PDP won't
I'm talking about myself. I'm not talking about PDP discussing with him. Or not
I get that.
with him.
So
I'm talking about myself. I haven't discussed with him. Yes, people have discussed with him. People have said so. There are the news items, and all that. Yes, at the appropriate time, I will also discuss with him.
Okay.
That is when I want to be sure where we are going and how we are going to go about it.
Okay, we'll take a break and then we'll come back. This is Nigeria Right Now with Dixon Irewu. Today, my guest is Honorable Fred Agbedi, who is the Chairman, House Committee on Special Duties. We'll be right back.
I would want to commend Dixon Irewu on the Nigerian Right Now show. That's a program that is very educative, very informative, very enlightening, and has added so much value in the development of the society. I would recommend that as Nigerians, we always follow Nigeria Right Now.
Welcome right back. This is still Nigeria Right Now with Dixon Irewu. My guest is still here, Honorable Fred Agbedi, who is PDP caucus leader in the Green Chamber, and of course, Chairman, House Committee on Special Duties. Honorable, you know why I was pressuring or engaging you in the direction of knowing, because you are the representative of the former president in the House of Reps.
Yeah, in terms of state.
Yes, especially
I'm one of the representatives.
Yes, especially on this show right now.
There's a particular member who represents his constituency.
Yes, but
in terms of a state, in our collectivity,
yes,
we do represent.
So you should know better if are there no consultations from your end, especially at the state level, with the former president in that direction and all of that?
I can tell you that issue of presidency is not just a matter of state consultation.
Yeah.
You have to have some high-wire, high-power consultations before you even go back home to tell your people that
I've been accepted outside. So
not really accepted, that these considerations have been made, and then, what is the state view about it, and all that. And then the people will now key into that project, own the project, and run with it. I think that we haven't gotten to that point as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, because the ruling party, the current administration, is already on overdrive towards 2027. And so
yes, you see,
the party shouldn't be sleeping.
No, you see, as to this president and the APC in this administration, they started 2027 from day one. From the point he was sworn in as president, they started 2027. That is why if you go across the country, you will see Mr. President and his wife for 2027. Whether the wife is going to be the vice president or not, we don't know yet. But we see two of them in mighty big billboards for 2027. Is that not against the Electoral Act?
I should be asking that. Is that not against the Electoral Act?
It is.
So what are the likes of you doing about that to at least call the attention of the INEC to it?
Yes, of course. That is what not only our party, not only legislators, but Nigerians in their different stratas should be able to say no. But the point I was trying to make is that because they started 2027 from day one, the government has not been able to perform. That is where we are.
Governance is abandoned.
Yes, abandoned from day one. So you come in with one policy or the other. The policy is intended to see how you are either going to amass this or amass that in preparatory to 2027. But sometimes we say 2 years to go. Do you even know what's going to happen before a year to the elections? So first, while some of us were elected to the National Assembly, to the House of Representatives, we first concentrated on what we can do, deliver service to our people. And that is what we are still doing. But here you see a president and his party already from day one running. And so there's no concentration on governance. And so today as we speak, if you box this government and say, tell us, what are the things that you have done that Nigerians can be proud of?
To now want to re-elect you.
Be re-elected. You'll be talking about Coastal Road.
Yeah, but
no, wait, you'll be talking about Coastal Road.
Road, yes.
Where is Coastal Road?
Exactly. and that Coastal Road is a 15 trillion naira project without appropriation.
Yes.
Oversight of the National Assembly.
Yes.
So we just allowed it to fly.
Let me tell you, that project came to the limelight. The president had to now respond to the National Assembly when the National Assembly raised queries on that Coastal Road. It was the National Assembly that bailed the cat. That was how Mr. President had to now rush to the National Assembly. But when he went to do flag off or whatever he was doing and all that,
without consulting with you.
So the National Assembly reacted. So that is where it is. So, like I said, you are now going, we are doing Coastal Road. Where is the Coastal Road? Which has been involved in various controversies as to whether it's 5 kilometers or
30 kilometers,
or it's 30 kilometers or 31 kilometers, and it has been washed off. Some say no, there are the spaces in between that. You understand the point?
And we have roads across the nation in terrible state.
Tell me where.
Rather than fixing the ones we already have.
So once you are elected, the beauty of democracy is that from day one to when you are asking for the people's vote again, they are going to interrogate you on what you have done. And that is why, for a good administration, particularly like when PDP was in power, you will see PDP engage governors for as much as about 3 years
before discussing re-election.
Before discussing politics, an election.
But even
that is not the situation now.
Even with that, we still have members of your party defecting. 2 governors from South already defected. In fact, the story out there is that the South is captured already by the ruling party. In fact, the story also is that your governor is on his way to the APC, and this will be a good opportunity to ask.
Well, I'm not the one to answer that question because I've not sat with my governor, with my colleagues to say, gentlemen, let us go to APC or whatever.
He hasn't mentioned that to you.
That has not happened, and so
that has not been mentioned to you at all.
Sitting here to say something that we have not discussed and reached an agreement about.
No, but is there any discussion in that direction?
As at today, I can always tell you that my governor is a PDP governor. He has just finished his assignment as
Chairman Zoning
Committee. And you can imagine, in this case,
he
came with a specific zoning to a specific part of the country, which some of our immediate past leaders could not do, that put PDP in the situation it is. And yet, they are mudslinging the party. Now, what am I saying? That governors defect, my members defect, is not enough to say that Nigerians have all defected. It's not enough to say that Nigerians are captured. It is not enough for you to say that the South is captured. We, the politicians, those of us who are in government, those of us who hold elective offices, how many hundreds of thousands of people are we? And we are talking about...
I just feel...
infinitesimal number.
But the influence, you can't take away the influence.
Number. Yes, but I can also...
As leaders, you have influence over your people.
Yes, we have influence. But I can also tell you that there are some leaders who will go to their own voting units that the people will say no to. So it's not every leader that has the influence that you think. It's not. There are some local people that has more influence than some of us who are in leadership position.
Yeah, but as a leader in the PDP, when you saw these defections, were you not disturbed?
Of course, it's
did it not bother you?
That is why the new leadership of the PDP caucus who have taken the bulls by the horn, because the way to encourage your members is regular interface. You must have regular interface. The way to encourage your members is to ensure that you are in touch with the party. The way to encourage your members is to ensure that you are participating in activities of the party. The way to encourage your members is to ensure that you know what is happening in the party and you brief them regularly. Of course, today, you can see that members of the caucus were in the Wadata Plaza for inauguration as members of the convention committee. So this participation, this regular interface we are beginning to do as a caucus is now strengthening those that are weak, and then those who are strong are now engaging those that are weak and putting them up. That is what we are doing. And from now onwards, you are going to see a lot of this happening. And that is why some members who have already defected, who didn't enjoy this benefit of strengthening them, are beginning to regret that maybe they took their decision too early.
Are there some people telling you they want to come back?
Of course, of course. We are colleagues. We talk together. Across party lines, we discuss. And so we know what is going on. And so I can tell you that we can do better, and we are prepared to do better, improve on the situation, and ensure that our party is proud and Nigerians are proud about it.
We hope so, because indeed Nigerians are looking up to PDP to get a lot of things right, so that you can position yourself against 2027. Okay, but your chairman also came with some very tough words at the meeting today at your inauguration. It sounded very tough, including the chairman of the Governors Forum. Even yourself, when you came out. So is it possible that you give us an insight? Is the party about to possibly discipline area members? Because it appears that the party has allowed anybody say anything about the party, and there's no disciplinary action at all.
Yes, I can agree with you that, yes, there are some worrisome innuendos coming from different ends. Yes, that, as it may be, is when you find yourself in certain situations that you want to rebuild. You don't take all the battles at the same time. What the party is doing right now is to reinvigorate the party, strengthen the party, think less of some of these innuendos, but taking note of them, such that when you properly organize yourself and you aggregate all these innuendos, you put them, you basket them, and you start dealing with them. If you want to cross a bridge, and as a driver, you are looking at all directions, you may lose track of your course.
That's true.
what the PDP is trying to do is not to lose focus. Let us cross the bridge. When we get on the other side, then we'll now look at basket all these issues and take appropriate decision. Because when you want to go for an election, you go with a house that is well filtered, not a house where you have infiltrators and holes, and all that, who thinks that you think that are working for you, but they are doing something different.
Is it not part of politics? Politicians do that.
No, you see, if you act as a mole,
yes,
even if you are in the church, you are in the mosque, you will play that role of a mole.
Okay.
What is not in your character, you can never do.
Is there, as we conclude this conversation, the aspect of the venue and the date for your convention, the chairman said is sacrosanct.
I agree with you.
So there won't be a moment of adjustment.
No, we don't.
The camp of the FCT minister, for instance, are asking for adjustment. They gave conditions recently that the South-South convention that was held must be upheld. Congress that was held, that must be it must be upheld by the party. That the Southeast Convention Congress must be redone, and all of that. Do you see
what platform are they using? Let me ask you, what platform?
Platform. They are members of PDP.
Is it because the PDP has organs, has platforms? What platform are they using? Do you just aggregate yourself somewhere and hold a press conference and say this is what we want?
So they are not legally recognized by the party.
The point.
So what about their requests as members of the party, leaders in the party, stakeholders in the party?
If you don't make your requests in a manner that is legitimate, is focused, nobody will attend to it. So whatever you are doing, you must be procedural. You have to take the right steps. So
such association as they have may not necessarily disturb the party's convention.
What is the platform? You heard my chairman, the national chairman, said today, our brand new chairman said today. He said, in a democracy, it cannot be total. The majority
will have their way.
And
the minority will have their say.
So when you go to a convention, you don't expect that all the 2,000 delegates will be in the convention.
That's true. Honorable, if a member of your constituent now is watching, and probably because of some of these rifts that your party seem to be having and all of that, and maybe losing hope, what will you say to any member out there?
It's always to say PDP has capacity to reinvent itself. And as such today, the point we have reinvented ourselves. And that is the fright and threat to those who thought that PDP was going to go into extinction. Once we get our house in order after the convention and we start preparing for real politics, Nigerians will be happy.
Thank you, Honorable.
PDP is ready to go again.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nigeria, right now with Dixon Irebo, of course, we cannot exhaust our intention of coming here in just one episode. He has reminded Nigerians that PDP indeed is a legacy party and is not dead. Well, we look forward to their convention coming in November, and this is our country. Governance must not suffer in the name of playing politics. So the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, should hear from this end that we started this 2027 politics too early. And it seemed to have derailed governance, as Honorable here inferred. So there's a need to get back on track and ensure that the interest of the Nigerian people comes first at all times. And like I would always say on this show, so that we may build a nation where no man is oppressed. I'll see you next week on this same show, Nigeria Right Now.